So thank you for joining me. I am in this video is another attempt to solve interesting problem, and this is word break lead code number 139 word break, and this is part of algorithms made simple series. So let's understand the question first. So if we see, the question is, we have a non-empty string which is yes, small s, and we have a dictionary which is wordDict. So we have a dictionary, we have a string, and we have to, and both are non-empty, we assume. Determine if yes, the string can be segmented into a space separated sequence of one or more dictionary words. So basically we have dictionary with words, and we have a string which is like a continuous text. We have to see if we can write the string in terms of words from the dictionary. For example, let's see an example of string which is yes, small s, and it's equals to Leetcode. And that if we have a dictionary wordDict which has two words, lead and code, clearly we can see that lead is the first four letters and code is the last four letters. So we can clearly write the string yes in terms of wordDict, and we output true. So this was from the observations. What could be a algorithmic view of doing it? So I again thank some of the viewers who gave me feedback for explaining the algorithm first with the help of a numerical example, and then talk about the programming details. So here, if you don't know Python and you are just looking for a pseudocode of this problem, you should just see the first part of the problem, and in the second and third part of the video, it's specifically the Python coding. So in the second part, I show my handwritten code, and in the third part I have a snap of the IDE from the leetcode.com. So you get two perspectives of the same program, and in case there is some glitch in my handwriting, you can get it from the typed version in the third part. So let's first understand how to do it algorithmically. So first of all, I like using symbols to understand the procedures. So here again I'm using a small capital N being the length of string, which is 8 here, Leetcode, so 8 the length, and I make a variable, temporary variable ans. So this is answer. So answer variable, I keep the length of this variable one more than the length of string, so it is 9 length, and I initialize the first element to be true and all other elements in this answer is false. So this is Boolean. I make the first true and all the rest 8 are false, and the size is one more than the length of the string. So now the question is, I make a loop that goes from index 0 to n-1 over the string, and whenever I am at an index in the string, I try to look into the dictionary and I iterate through the complete dictionary, all the words in the dictionary. So for each point, for each index in the string yes, we iterate through the word dictionary, and we try to find all the words and try to see if any of those words fit here or not. So for example, here what we will do, we will start from 0 and we will iterate through the dictionary. So the dictionary has two words, lead and code. So we will check if the index, current index, which is the index, and L, which is the length of the current word in wordDict. So we will first check the word lead, which has length 4. So index is 0 initially, so 0 plus 4 is 4, and we compare it with length of string 8. So 4 is less than equal to 8. Yes, it is less than, so the condition satisfied. In that condition, we will go to the original string and we will take index to index plus L. So we will go and look into the string and we take the chunk of string which has the same length as the current word being considered. So being the word from the dictionary which we are considering is lead here, and it has length 4, so we just take 4 chunks starting from index and we compare it with this word lead, and in this true we are lucky and it is identical. So because of that, we now change the values in temp variable answer. So now the answer index plus 4 becomes true basically. So it was all false, and now the 0 plus 4, 4 is true, so it is 1 2 3 4, and now the fourth become true. And now what we will do, we will start our search from the current true. So now current true is this number, and we will start our search from here. So now we will, again, our index is 5, and we will consider both of the words in wordDict. So we first consider the leet is of length 4, L is equals to 4, and now we have the word as starting from index 5th going for 4 times is code from the string, and we compare code with leet and doesn't satisfy, so it's false. Then we go to the second one in dictionary. As I said, for each index we will iterate through all words in dictionary. So now we try the second word code, and we compare it with index, from index to index plus 4. So index is 5 and index plus 4 is 9. So from 5 to 9, or from 5 to 8, 4 to 8, because we are starting from true, so we have code, so it is correct. So since the second word matches, we put answer index plus 4. So current index was 4 because it's 1 2 3 4 starts from 0. So index is 4, and 4 is the length of code word, word code. So index plus 4, 4 plus 4 is equals to 8. Now the answer 8 becomes true, and 8 is the last value in the answer. And now we see that the last element in this answer temporary variable becomes our answer. So basically, if for each index we take the string, we make a temporary variable answer, which is shown as ans here, and the answer has a one extra space than the string, and now we keep the first value in answer as true and all of them are false. And then for each index we iterate through the string from 0 to n minus 1, and if the answer corresponding to the index is true, we start our search from that position. So we have kept the first one true, so initially it starts from index 0, and from each of such index we go to the dictionary, we take the words. Here we have two words, leet and code, and we try to compare these words in dictionary to the current index, to the substring starting from the current index and going until the length of these words. And if any of these words matches, we know that we have found one word. So we make the answer variable at that index true, and we start our search from this variable again, from this index again, and in that way also the time complexity is reduced. We are not checking much, and we keep going updating. And if the answer variable is true in the end, it means we were successful in finding the word representation of the string. So we were able to represent the given string, yes, in terms of words in the dictionary. So the answer is true. So output becomes the last element. I have wrote answer minus 1, which represents the last value in ans. You can also write answer and index n. So n is 8 here, and 8 is the last one as well, but I think minus 1 makes it more clearer in case we can get confused from that. So now let's consider another example to make the point clear. So here the input string is cats, which is cats, and then an, and then dog. We see that it's not cats and dog, it is cats, an, then dog. And now our word dictionary is cats, dog, sand, and cat. So again here the length is 4 2 6 3 9, and we make an ans variable of length 10. First one we make true here, and then 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and then the rest of them are false, which I show just by writing F for false, T for true. So what happens, I start from the true, the 0 index, and try to compare each of these words. So we first compared cats, and I found a match here. So corresponding to the fourth one, it becomes true. So now I first match the cat, so it was true, but again I found a better match, cats, so the fourth one become true here. And now I start from the an, and when I start comparing an, I found the word match for a and d, and so 1 2 3 again it becomes true corresponding to D, and we are just left with O and G. I tried to match OG with any of these words and I couldn't match, so basically answer variable stays the same and we return the last value, so false. So here we were not successful in breaking the given string in terms of these given words. Okay, I hope this makes the point more clearer. Let's see another example which might clear one of the doubts if anyone has it. So this is APPLE apple, then PEN pen, and then APPLE apple. So the way I pronounce it, it's very clear that it is apple followed by pen and then apple, and the word dictionary is apple and pen. So here again the length of the string is 13. We start by making a temporary variable answer of length 14. The first value is initialized to true and rest all of them are initialized with false. We start comparing the chunks of this string to the words in wordDict, and the length of chunk is dependent on the length of word which we are comparing. So for example, if we are for index 0, we first check for apple, which is first word, and we found that APPLE is same as the APPLE first 5 letters of the string, and so we succeed. And now after 5 spaces our false becomes true in answer variable, and our search starts from next point now. So PEN is the second one. We now took apple and again take 5 letters starting pen, so PENAP, and we compare it with the apple and we don't succeed, so it doesn't match. Then we go to the next word in the dictionary, PEN, and now we will choose a chunk of size 3 starting P, so PEN, and again here it is PEN, so it matches. So again after 3 we replace the false with true, so we were able to match it, and our search starts from A. And now we again starting A, we again check for each of the words in dictionary, and here the apple has the length 5, so we take a substring starting at A of length 5, so OPPLE, and we compare it with the word apple, and again it is true. So in that case the answer variable is again updated to true, the last value becomes true, and now we return the last value which is shifted true, and it means we were successful in converting the given string in terms of words from the dictionary. So this is a very good example and could be very useful in text processing or any other real world practical application. So until now we have understood the algorithm pretty much. Now our goal is to convert this into a pseudocode or Python code which can run, and also, so this is again, I would like to repeat the problem. This is Leetcode 139 word break, and definitely it is dynamic programming, and our current input has some dependence with the past outputs, current output, and we will see how this dependence affect us. So here we have class solution and the function name is word break. We have 2 input variables. Yes is the string and dict is the dictionary. So we first make for the current cases. So if not S, it means not S means if the S is empty string, or the dictionary is empty, not dict, we return false, so we cannot do it. However, in question it was given that the dictionary and the string will always be non-empty, so that is all most probably not being used here, but it is always safe to include these as cases in the code. And then we compute the n as the length of string. As I said, I keep the same variable names. Here is the last slide where I was talking about the algorithm, and that makes it pretty simple to follow this code. And then I define answer of the length 0 to n. So you clearly see range n plus 1 means from 0 to n, which means n plus 1 size, which is 1 larger than the size of string. Now answer 0 becomes true, so we initialize the first value to be true here. And now we are iterating for index in range n. So we are iterating over the string, so our index will vary from 0 to n minus 1. And now we will check the answer variable. So if answer variable at this index is true, only then we will match the words from dictionary to the chunks of same size from the string. And this is very important to check the answer variable, because we don't have to check for every character. We can shift the indexes and reduce computation. So in that case, if the answer index is true, so initially it is true, first one. So if index is equal to 0, this is true, and so we will take word in dict. So for each word in the dictionary, we will consider them and try to match it with the current index string. So now we compute the length of the word. Let's say capital L is the length of the word, and if the index plus L is less than equal to n, so it ensures that we are not trying to go out of the array, out of the string which has length L, while comparing the words from dictionaries to the current index in the string. So if it is true, means we are within the string. We try to compare the string chunk starting from the index to index plus L. So basically we take the chunk in the string yes, and this chunk starts from index value, and we compare it with the current word. So whenever we consider new words, now here we see that for every index we iterate, we make a for loop for all the dictionary elements. So if dictionary has three words of different length, every time we will consider those words for matching with the string. We will change the size of the substring chosen. So here you see the substring which is chosen for comparison is index from index to index plus L, and this is compared to the word. This L is the length of this word. So we keep comparing, and whenever we found a match, means double equal to, means comparator sign, we make the corresponding value in ANS answer temporary variable as true. So it's not temporary variable, it's a temporary vector, temporary list, and we make this value true. And now next time when we go to the index, we will found, let's say the next index is 1, so this condition answer at 1 is false, so this loop doesn't. So index will keep increasing until we reach 5. For example, in case of Leetcode and LeetEncode as separate words, the next index that has a true answer value is the 5th place, and so for that it will start running. So for the 5th place the index value is 4, and now so next comparison we will be doing is from 4 to 4 plus L, and L is the length of leet and code, which are two different words, and we compare it. So in this way we were able to do the exact same thing which we manually computed earlier, and we return the last element, which is answer -1. So I will leave it open for a while so that you could go through it one more time. So very important to make sure that you understood this problem, and if you understand it, you will be able to correlate this solution to solution of any new problem, or maybe fine-tune this solution to be even more time and space efficient. I believe this is one of the efficient solutions among the top 95% runtime on Leetcode, and I tried to choose variable names that are very meaningful, so that's why it could little longer. I could have written it shorter, but I want to use a meaningful variable name. So instead of writing I write index. So that helps me in explaining and making sense of the things. So this was the solution. Now some of us might have some difficulty in going through the handwritten note, so I just put here the Leetcode problem description in the part 3. So this is the problem description from Leetcode, 139 word break. So this also says the same thing, that we have a non-empty string and non-empty word dictionary, and we have to break the string in terms of words from the dictionary and return true if we can do so. So I discussed all these examples just to remain on the same page, and so that you can correlate with this. And initially for the beginners it's very important to do the examples which are common in the question description, and this helps in quickly grasping the concept. And so here it was description, which you can find on this link, leetcode.com problems word break. And so this is my solution, and I'm leaving it as it is so that you can see it, and please feel free to pause the video and copy this solution. And as I said, it's very important that you run through this program some few examples which you choose by your own hand, and try to manually get the answers and try to run through this code using those examples. That even makes things even better. Thank you and take care until we meet again. I have subscribers and people who like the videos and view them. It really helps, and it's a huge significant encouragement for me. And in case you have a topic or a problem which is difficult to solve, or you have spent a lot of time solving it and you want a very liquid intuitive solution which can be explained in just half an hour or 20 minutes, please drop me the link to the question in the comment section, and I would like to have a look on this and cover that. And also please find the solution, find the link to the Leetcode question in the description of this video. So the description of this video explains the Leetcode question, explains the and presents some of the examples just to make the things quick for learners, and also has the link to the Leetcode question, so that if you have this video, you might be able to do practice this question without help of anything. Thank you and see you soon.